Okay, I've got a story to tell you. This was when I was about 5 or 6 years old. And by this time, my mother had had 2 nervous breakdowns. Both of them before I was born, so watch what you're thinking. The third one was a little bit later. This may have been the cause of it, now that I think about it. But anyway, I was 5, 6 years old. She still wanted me sleeping in their bedroom. So I had my own little bed sitting over in the corner of the bedroom. And that boy, she could snore like a freight train. I gotta tell you, I don't know what she was worried about me, but and I inherited it too, by the way. I've been divorced 3 times. Okay, anyway. So I'm in the bedroom there, and she's, I'm not sure whether she was awake or not right away, but regardless, I rolled over, and she could hear something rattle. And she wasn't overly thrilled about it, considering the circumstances. So anyway, she got out of bed. She came over to my bed. She said, "Shake all over." Now, you know, I'm like 5, 6 years old, and I'm thinking, what's the matter with this woman? You know, what's she talking about? She wants me to shake all over. I'm laying down in bed. How do you shake when you're laying down? Anyway, shake all over. So I shake all over, and she hears me rattle. So she figures she'd fine-tune it down a little bit. Well, just shake your head, like, you know, if it's only in my head, that's better, right? So I shake my head rattles. This is a true story. My head rattles. She gets real concerned. So she hollers out to my dad. She says, "Melvin!" Yes, his name was Melvin. I got her snoring, and I got his name for a middle name. And they wonder how come I turned out like this. All right, anyway. "Melvin, get in here. What do you want?" He hollers back. "Get in here. What do you want?" He hollers back. She said, "This kid's head's rattling." That's it. She's flipped. The obvious response, right? "I'm telling you, this kid's head's rattling. Get in here." So he comes wandering on in. She said, "Shake your head." I shake my head rattles. Right? So he's not real happy about the whole situation anyway, because now he knows he's going to sound like my mother. This kid's head's rattling. So, you know, this is a guy that 5 years earlier called the best buddy of his up, who happens to be a doctor, and said, "My wife's pregnant again. I got no money. You want to deliver it?" Yeah, that was me. So he delivered me, and 5 years later, now he's got to deal with my head rattling. So Dad goes out into the living room, and all we can hear is him saying, "I am not drunk. I'm telling you, this kid's head's rattling." So I don't remember every little thing that happened, but I remember driving to the hospital. I was in the back seat, and my dad looking at my mom saying, "Yeah, but why is it always my kid?" So we get to the hospital. Doctor meets us there. Mom and Dad got no money to pay for the doctor and all this stuff because they've got a kid whose head's rattling. So the doctor walks in, and he says, "Okay, let's hear it." You know, they tell me shake my head. I shake my head. My head's rattled. So he starts checking out the different orifices in my head, trying to figure out what the problem is. You know, well, he finally gets around to my right ear. Okay. Now, here's the situation. You see, I wasn't a stupid kid. Now, I was like 5, 6 years old then. But when I was about 3.5 years old, I had this favorite teddy bear. Now, this my favorite teddy bear in the whole wide world. I think it was my only teddy bear in the whole wide world. And, you know, no kid is happy when his teddy bear loses an eye. Well, like I said, I was about 3.5 years old. I wasn't stupid. I knew no matter where I put that teddy bear, I would lose it. It would just be gone. So I figured I'd stick it in the most logical place there is. I knew I'd never lose it in my right ear. So, and it worked. I didn't lose it. I had it for a long time. I still got it, as a matter of fact. Mom gave it to me in a little manila envelope. Keep. Anyway, so the doctor uses this suction thing, sucks it out of my head, and stuff, wipes it out, and hands it to my dad. And my dad said, well, how much is that going to cost me now? And the doctor just laughs, walks out of the room, laughing, saying, don't worry about the story alone is worth $1 million. See? And I just gave it to you free. There you go.